Hey y'all. Okay, let me get to my YouTube because so I can see the comments. Let me get to my so I can see the comments easily. Amy, Deborah, Sonia, hey y'all. Martha, Betsy, Delvine's always here. Michelle, Marie, Helene, hello. Okay, so today what I wanted to show you was just some ideas for some Valentine crafts. I almost said Halloween. Valentine crafts. Just because I've had a lot in the past and I haven't, ever done really one live showing Valentine crafts, and I've got some really cool ones. The main one we're going to be making today is a Valentine mailbox. And let me get to my collection over here. See? So it was one of the very first Valentine projects I ever made. So it's got a little heart on the door. And then really one of my favorite things are the little envelopes. So that comes with the pattern too. And we made something similar. It was actually during the hurricane, right after my surgery. We made some Halloween ones. And I made them bigger. And so I updated the pattern with a bigger one for the Valentine pattern. I thought it would make it better. Plus, I made a square base on the Valentine pattern, and I think it looks better with a circular base, and I think it's more sturdy, so I added that to it. But anyway, I made lots of, I have a ton of these, and I just realized I'm going to start mailing them out. My sister's mother-in-law is having to move to an assisted living home, and so every week I'm going to send her, some cute little thing just to kind of cheer her up. And it's not like it's so precious, if it gets knocked over and messed up, you don't worry about it. So that's one thing we're going to make. And what I hoped to make was one of the llama piñatas. And this was my original llama piñata, but I made another one for Valentine's Day with just a little heart, and it's just kind of upgraded. I have that, and I think it's number 76 in the Paper Glitter Glue library. The only thing is I haven't updated it. So if you've already downloaded it, okay, but I've got a better pattern with just a few little improvements. When I first started, I didn't know how to convert a single line into a structure you could cut out, a section you could cut out, so I fixed that. But I will upload the Valentine Llama, the new version. And one thing I really like about it is, you don't have to tear it up to get to it, because I used, let me see if you could see, I use these little Velcro tabs to close it, and I think that really helps. So let's see, I had like 3 of them. Isn't that cute with the little balls around the edge? And here's another decorated one. So those are the llama piñatas, and I didn't get to cut them out. I mean, I was like, up until like 1 minute ago, I'm like, I'm gonna cut them out. I'm gonna cut them out. But I haven't done that. And I forgot to ask if y'all can hear me. Oh, I see everybody saying hi. Peggy Sue, Jeannie, LaDonna. Oh, so nice to see you. Nancy, everybody. Okay, so that is the llama piñata. That's one of my most popular things on YouTube. I think I did it about 6 years ago, and it has like over 10,000 views, one of my bigger videos. I'm not like a video star. So that's one. And then I made these spinner cards, and I don't know the number for the spinner cards, but I learned to write. This was when I first learned to write with my Cricut. And so I made these are based on what are called conversation hearts. It's really yucky tasting candies that have the funny little sayings on them. I think they taste yucky. You might like them, but I think they taste yucky. Okay, and so I just think it's fun. to open it up and it spins. So I've got some of those, and we can make those relatively easy. And the other, so there were the three things, the mailbox, the llama, the spinner card, but I wanted to show you some other things. The very first house pattern I ever made was a candy corn, a Halloween candy corn, and this is the Valentine version. So I put it on a ribbon roll. I like to reuse things, so I made a ribbon roll, and I think these heart designs are in the pattern as well. So that's my candy corn Valentine house. And again, I'm not sure what the number is, but I'll find it and I'll put it in the description. So I'm going to upload all the numbers in the description. So we got that. And then I thought this would be a great Valentine thing, even though it's really more springy, but it'll work for Valentine's, partly because you see the cool little tulips? You could just glue little hearts over the tulips like little flowers instead of tulips. So I like the windmill, and it's on a cheese box. Also, if you don't want to make the windmill, but you want to use the flower border around the base of your mailbox, I think that would look good. So those were just some of the ideas I wanted to show you. Oh, I guess my little sister is here. I saw y'all are saying hi to Joanne. So, okay, now let me go to the overhead camera so you can see, and we'll make the mailbox real quick. Yeah, I like the windmill too. And I used, a little brad here so that it spins. I'll show it a little better with the overhead. Okay, I'm going to, let me see, where am I? I'm really discombobulated today. iPhone camera, rotate, scoot it over. Let's see if my hands are in the right direction. Yes. Pull it over this way. Scoot it towards me. There, now we're beginning to get somewhere. Okay, wait, cord bothers me. I have to put it behind the light. All right, now I'm feeling good, almost. If I'd, if I had my llama cut out, then I'd be much happier. But honestly, that's a good video. You can see it's, I think it's called Mini Llama Piñata. And I'll put all the, like I said, all the links in there. Okay, so let me show you the main pieces for the mailbox. This is the main body of the mailbox. This is the stand. This is the front flap. And of course, we've got the base. We've got the base, and then the flag and a flag overlay. And I didn't have time to cut a bunch of different contrasting colors. Okay, yes. And this paper, oh, I do love this paper. I think it's hard to find pretty scrapbook paper now. This is from Martha Stewart. It must be like 6, 8 years old, but I do think it's a pretty paper. So I thought it would make a nice overlay. I looked in places like 12 by 12 cardstock has a few, but it doesn't have like a pad of coordinating colors that I could find. It has a lot of stickers and things. And then I think scrapbook.com has some, but this is one of my favorites. Okay, so there is an overlay pattern, and here's like an overlay for the flag. I did cut that out. But really, I wanted to show you the structure. The structure is just a little bit tricky. Also, after seeing all of my prototypes, all the different mailboxes I've done, this is a heavy pink. This is 1 10-pound cardstock. Wait a second, I have to cough, excuse me. And it works well, but it's a little trickier to work with. And when we made the Halloween one, I used a thinner paper. And it's actually easier to work with. So I think, whatever weight cardstock you use will work, but the thicker cardstock like this is a little harder to bend. So whenever I'm working with cardstock and I need it to bend, I kind of work it like this. So I can start to get the curve. Fold along your score lines first. So you've got a score line here, a score line, this is the back flap, and the glue tab on the side. So, you want to do it gently so you don't end up getting a fold in your arched mailbox, your curved mailbox. So see, it just kind of we're working it just a little bit. If this was cardboard, you can actually spritz it with a little bit of water, a real light layer of water, and that makes cardboard bend. And so let's see, we're getting a good curve here. All right, so first, let me see, I'm trying to decide, because I just made one a minute ago, and it was hard to get these little tabs in place. I glued the side tab first, and then I inserted these tabs, but I think that's the way to do it. I think that's the way to make it work better. For this, I'm just using my Barely Art glue. Oh, Sonia said, oh, she made some digital paper. Yeah, I've seen some of Sonia's work. I think she's like really skilled at Procreate, which is a drawing program for, I think it's just for iPad, but it's really powerful and makes, great graphics. Okay, so let's glue this down. Line it up so that the front matches. Glue it down. Because I'm doing this, I started to say doing this on TV, doing this on video, I am going to use my painter's tape. Though it's actually holding really well. Okay, so this was the challenge, trying to get with all the glue on there, trying to get the all the little tabs and to get them to adhere. This is a bigger mailbox, so it's a little harder for my finger to get all the way in there, but it's not impossible. That was what I struggled with just a little bit. I'll get glue on all these little tabs. Oh, Kelly says she's made some patterns too. That's so funny. I can actually draw pretty well, but I haven't really gotten the hang of Procreate, even though my friend Jen Swift, has that great course, and I've got that course. Mostly because I'm drawing things to cut out. I draw on Adobe Illustrator, but it's not illustrations. It's more shapes. So I said I can draw really well. That's not exactly true. I can draw pretty well by hand. I started off as an art major, and then I realized I wasn't, that invested. I like to draw. I love to create, but I wasn't going to be an art major. I really love the sciences. One time I wrote, every museum I could find an address for because I wanted to be an anthropologist. Some of them sent me like fossils and stuff. I've still got some. I think I was 12 or 13, 11, 12. Just a little nerd. I see Sonia saying she can't draw well, but I saw some of her stuff and it was beautiful. It was on, I think it was one of Jen Swift's things. Okay, this one went in really well. Look how nice that looks. So I did one a minute ago, so this one's dry. All right, let's make the base, a little bottom of the, the base. I've seen lots of other mailboxes on Pinterest and stuff, but most of them are not on stands. They don't stand up, and I think that's part of the appeal. I think it would be really fun in a classroom to have a bunch of little mailboxes sitting around for all the kids. And you could certainly enlarge it. Yeah, you all were talking about or mentioning Jen Swift. I think it would have been 6 years ago. We met online, I think in a Facebook group, and kind of got together, and we've been like blogging buddies ever since. Jen, Amy, Emily Miner, Joa Crandall, and Jenny, what's her name? Starr. And all of us are kind of squirrely creators. We love to create, but we each have a different niche. So that's one reason in terms of helping each other with our businesses, why it works so well, why we've been really good buddies for 6 years. Okay, so we got the base, and I've got one that's dry. Let's see what we need to do next. Do we want to glue the front flap on? Oops. I think yeah, let's do some more details on the mailbox part before we assemble the mailbox. This is the front flap. Now the front flap is slightly larger than the opening, and to make it wait, let me show you. Which one opens? Where did it? Oh, I probably glued it. I glued it because it kept flopping open. I didn't glue it. I put a little piece of tape in there. So you have to have a support strip to cover up these pieces, these little flaps. So let's get glue. And these are the support strips. And again, I think they'd look good in a contrasting color. And same thing, you want to curve them. So my friend Emily she does a lot of different crafts, but her thing she's kind of famous for is really these dramatic pop-up cards, or what she calls twist and pop. She's had some really cool boxes, explosion boxes. Her explosion boxes are better than anybody else's because she makes sure they really open up. But she also has these funny little exploding boxes, and she's figured out good ways to teach people how to make these projects that move. So they call me, mostly because I do buildings, they call me a paper architect, and they call Emily a paper engineer, and that's entirely appropriate. She has a really beautiful unicorn pop-up card. So it's minor DIY if you don't know Emily. Oh, so Sonia found the little birdhouses. You know, I made a birdhouse wreath for an event last week, and they were. I was shocked they were less expensive at Michael's than they were at the dollar store, and there was, you know, a bit more variety. So, you know, it pays to kind of shop around. Okay, so we've got, this is our little mailbox flap. And I am going to stick it inside the mailbox. I see that it fits better. If I put it on the outside, okay, let's see, it doesn't exactly fit. Sometimes I forget how I designed them. So we're going to put the glue on this part and glue it inside the mailbox. And one thing you want to do is you want to make sure it opens. So you don't want to put it so tight that this pops open. So you actually have to shift it a little bit so you've got some room so it'll close, which I'm actually having trouble with. Yeah, I need to make a trip to Michael's. Believe it or not, I keep running out of paper I really like. I was even searching for purple today. Okay. And if you're a tape person, you can use, you know, that double-sided tape. In a place like this, it would work. But remember, one reason I like it is because I like to be able to move things in place a little bit. You know, so if it's not lined up exactly right, okay, let's go ahead and glue this decorative piece on, or this piece that kind of covers up my seam. I'm curving it. You can apply it either to the mailbox itself or to the strip. Sometimes it matters, but it doesn't matter here. Oh, I see Miss Trina is here. Hey, Trina. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, on the mailbox, one thing I forgot to tell you is this is the back. When you're, you know, holding it up in front of you with the opening in the front, the flag should be on your left. Okay, so like I said, I didn't really cut out contrasting pieces like I should have. So I'm just going to glue this one on. Got little glue balls on my hands. That's just where I live. Hey, Vanessa. Glue balls. Yes. Good, I did it right. All right, let's go ahead and put that in place. I actually have my little brads available, my whole collection of brads. I'm gradually getting organized. You may find that hard to believe. I find it hard to believe. But I think I am, partly because I realize how much time I spend searching for things. Okay, so putting the bread through, putting it here. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do, because I want to use that overlay. Hey, Vanessa. Yeah, I had two other things to show you. I forgot to show you my project for Cricut Craft Fest. Actually, I should have glued this down first. Because I wanted that to be on top. I know, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it for this one, the one, that I was letting dry. Okay, so when you're doing the overlay, it helps to have the structure already built. So really I should have done inserted the back, glued the overlay if you want an overlay, then the decorative piece, and that should be the correct order. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to go back to my mailbox and put my flag up, my little flag. And I said it's supposed to be on the left, but we're not regulation mailboxes, so it doesn't matter, really. I had to look it up because, some people are like sticklers for stuff like that. So I wanted to know the real answer. So I looked it up. Okay, here we go. And then there's a thinner strip if you want like another contrasting strip. So you can use that. Okay, next, let's put the post in. And I try to remember to put the glue seam in the back. So I'm going to fold my little flaps in because I need the glue kind of on the outside of the flap. Oh, I saw y'all were getting your VIP passes for Cricut Craft Fest from me. I appreciate it. Jennifer, just for example, Jennifer Maker's email list is, I think it's over 1 million. So when she sells those tickets, it's easy for her to get a lot of sales. But I'm, kind of a humble little crafter. I saw a sign. Yeah, I saw your name. Betsy, I'll send out a link for you. And, you don't have to get the ticket. But I do appreciate it if you get it from, a smaller crafter like me. Okay, I'm trying to get this to lay down, and it's being ornery. I'm going to use like a little tool. This is where I like to use heavier glue, but I'm running out. That's one reason I need to go to Michael's. Oh, y'all, that's so nice. Also, I think the tickets are getting like increasingly expensive. So the trick is, if you're pretty sure you're going to get a VIP ticket from an event, sign up for the free ticket and then right away order your VIP ticket. Usually it's about $10 off if you if you get it at that time. But if you don't, and later you realize you want it, sign up again, maybe with a different email address or or use a different browser so you can get the what's called the fast action bonus. Okay, I think I've almost got it. It's not really sticking down the way I want. No, it's not sticking down. It's aggravating me. Kind of like my cats. I don't know where they are. I think they knew I was way behind today. So they're trying to be good. A lot of times when my trusty assistant, my brother, comes in, he lets in Bill, and Bill is a tyrant. He's mean to everybody. But Ben did not let Bill, my mean cat. I love Bill, but he's kind of rude. He moved himself downstairs. I did not. He just decided he wanted to be in the basement. It's got a really huge window, like a 14-foot window, so he gets to oversee everything that comes in the yard. Okay, so anyway, I had to resort to my painter's tape. If I didn't have painter's tape there, next I would glue down this support piece, because you don't want a hole. You don't want a hole right smack dab in the middle of your mailbox. Oh, okay, so this one closes nicely. Sometimes they don't close, and there are a couple of things you can do. You can put like a Velcro tab, like the Velcro tab I used on the Llama piñata. You could use that to help keep it closed. Let me see, I know I have it on one. Or you can just use a strip of paper, sort of like the thing on the mailbox, so you can do that so it'll hold it closed. And just put a little brad in the top. So I think that's kind of a nice solution. Okay. What? Okay, some alarm is going off. Is that you, Ben? Will you go see? I think my phone thinks my alarm thinks I'm supposed to be getting up at this hour. It's get all these little kitty hairs out of the way. Yeah, that's what Bill does, watching the world go by. And he's nice to me. He just picks on the two girl cats, Alley Cat and Katerina. And just so you know, I did not intend to have these cats. Every single one of them showed up in my yard. And I try to bring them inside for their safety, but also you don't want them reproducing. You don't want them killing birds. Deborah, the VIP for Cricket Craft Fest this year, if you do the fast action bonus, it's $39. So for my events, I was trying to make them $27, but they're like, you're undercutting everybody else. I'm like, it seems right to me. It just seems like a good price when I did the Spooktacular. But I have to dry my hands. Just a second. My trusty assistant is amazed that I haven't used him. Haven't had to take advantage, although he did turn an alarm off for me. Gluing the base together, and then I think we're done. It's not as decorative as I would like. You know, I can add more stuff. But like I said, let me see how many I've got there. There's 7, 8, and 3 Halloween ones. So 11. I've got 11 mailboxes sitting here. So it's not like I need more. But I think I can fix this up a little better. Okay, that's the structure of it. And I think I will probably put this on and then cover it up with these extra strips. And there is an overlay for the front if you want, you know, a contrasting color to make the heart show up. And I do think, let me get the windmill again. I do think this this decoration at the base of the windmill would look very good at the base of the mailbox. Okay, so that is the mailbox. And let me scooch this out of the way. All right, the only thing I was going to show you about the llama, there are a couple of things about it. One, I really like to cover my piñatas with crepe paper. I just think it looks better. It has more structure, makes a neat little tail. You can't use tissue paper. That's what, you know, a lot of piñatas are made with, but I like the crepe paper. There will be, when I update the file, a file where you can cut out crepe paper with your Cricut, but it's a pain because you have to like brayer it down, use a crazy sticky mat. It takes forever to cut it. I think it's much easier just to cut strips yourself. And the other thing is, inside, if you put like candy in there, it'll get all stuck in the legs and you're doing like this. So one thing I was going to do, if I, you know, with a demonstration, was just add a little piece of cardboard, just kind of glue a little piece of cardboard here so that candy or whatever treats wouldn't sink down in the legs. And the other thing is, when you tape it together, you know, we use a lot of painter's tape, or I use a lot of painter's tape to hold our paper crafts together. But when you're making something like a piñata, you need old-fashioned, this is called contractor grade masking tape. And it's much sturdier, it's stickier. It is designed to be pulled off. It's what they used to use for painter's tape, but it's much stronger, and so it works well when you're working to make a piñata of some kind. All right, that was my little tip for the llama piñata, and like I said, I will update the file right after this. And the main thing I wanted to show you about the spinner cards, the Conversation Heart spinner cards, is the type of thread. So I experimented, wait, I think I've got, here, let me show you something else amazing. These are most of my threads, or a lot of the threads I use. And I experimented with a number of these threads. I tried fishing line, and what happens is it stretches really quickly, and your whatever you're spinning will kind of flop down. I used regular cotton thread. The hard thing about cotton thread is that it's just hard to tape down. It does work. I think this is like buttonhole thread. It's a thicker one. And I used I experimented with like this kind of cotton, and I think that's what I settled on, pearl cotton. I think that works best. It's easy to tape it down, and it lasts. So that's what I think that the baker's twine would work well too. So baker's twine. But I really settled on pearl. Oh, I also tried this nylon thread, and like, it's crazy. You can't even see it. It's like the diameter of a hair. So I wouldn't mess with that at all. But pearl cotton is what I settled with my experimentation for making this. And then the other thing is, I like glue, but to tape the string down, you need it to adhere because you have to put a little bit of tension on it. So I used, this is one time where I use the double-sided tape, and I don't know where my double-sided tape is. I put it on my desk. It's a little tiny roll. Here it is. I actually do have it. I use my double-sided tape to tape it down. And then there are a couple of different ways. Let me get a couple hearts and let's see. This is the way I did it. I glue, every time I move something, more kitty hair jumps in the way. I glue 2 hearts together with the string in the middle. And then I get the card. Let me find a card. Then I get the card. Do my double-sided tape. Glue just won't hold it fast enough. Okay. So let's line it up. I haven't tried really heavy fishing line, but fishing line's all polyester. It's pretty much got to. It seems to me it's going to slide. Okay. The other thing about it is you want it really anchored well. So you really have to press hard around the string, and sometimes I'll do extra strips. And like I said, I love glue. So a lot of times I'll add a little dab of glue, just like that's like my insurance policy. We all have our kind of obsessive tendencies. Glue is one of mine. Okay, and then you want to do enough tension so that it's straight, but not so much that you actually bend the card. Partly because you're going to twist it. You need to be able to twist it so that it'll hold. Well, the other thing about fishing line is, most of us don't fish. So it's not a product we use very often. But you saw it's in my little bucket. So now I have all my twines together. The only one that's not there is my I don't know how to say this word, sisal for the rope for making trees. That is I have a whole different bucket. That bucket is organized for making little bottle brush trees. Yeah, that's my brother. He's good with words. Okay, now I know. There. This is just one reason I don't like tape. Oh, look, I doubled it. Nope, because I can't really peel it up. You'll hate it when I'm like bumbling around. Oh yeah, Amy teaches ukulele. That's so funny. Oh, Sonia does love to go fishing. Yeah, it's not something I've ever really done. There we go. Okay, now let me find an overlay piece. I cut these out a long time ago. Let's see, do we want red? I don't know. It goes with the, which one? Red. I think the red matches just the red on the smile. Okay, so now, same thing. If you want to use tape, you can, or glue. I think this time, actually, I'm going to use glue, partly because I don't want my tape to show. So I'm just going to do a real light layer of glue. You don't want it to be too thick because it will make your card kind of warped. Delvine said your weeding tool. You know what? I pulled out my weeding tool specifically for that purpose, and I can't find it in my, hurry to get on. I did something with it. But yes, I intended to use my weeding tool. Okay, there you go. And this is my Valentine Spinners card. But really, you can do, whatever. I know you've got die cuts and other shapes. So basically cut out a heart, an overlay of some kind, decorative paper, and then just glue it in. There we go. Let me do it better. Oh, Peggy Sue says she does fishing too. There we go. All right, so those were the projects I wanted to show you today. The little Valentine mailbox, our Valentine mailbox, the Valentine version of the Llama piñata, spinner card. Like I said, windmill would be good, and then the Valentine candy corn house would be really fun too. Okay, I'm going to switch cameras. And that's it for today. Next week, we're still going to do something for Valentine as well. And I haven't really decided. I think it's going to be a building of some kind. I might modify the bakery or the post office or both for next week. I also meant to do a castle candy box because I think a castle candy box would look really good for Halloween. I mean, Valentine. What's up with that? Did I change? Okay, and then I wanted to show you real quick my project for Cricket Craft Fest. Sorry, had to disappear. So this is it. This is my little donkey card. I just thought he was really cute. When I saw that the pin the tail on the donkey, I'm like, this is a fun little figure. So I think and just put some candy in the little cart, and I just think kids would have fun with it. And then wait, let me show you something I was working on. So I wanted to make a bunny. I have a lot of different kind of candy boxes and stuff like this. And my little lamb. Let me find little lamb. Little lamb is very popular. So with the VIP ticket, you get the little lamb, I think a bird, and my vintage cat. Some people weren't around when we did those craft fests, the lamb and the vintage cat. So with the VIP, you get access to those. But I wanted to do a bunny. Okay, look at this bunny shape. Can you see little bunny? Wait, let me try to. I just think it's so cute. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the bunny. I meant to have him ready for for like a bonus for the craft fest, but I didn't get it done in time. But I'm really excited about little bunny because he's cute. And won't he look great on one of these little baskets? Let me find a light colored basket. See? Anyway, so somehow I'll get the little bunny finished for y'all and show you. Oh, good. I'm glad you want to make the donkey cart. You know, I always worry that I make stuff that's like, you know, all these people have all these sophisticated things and great sayings and stuff, and I'm like, dun, 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 you know, like making a donkey cart. So, anyway. Alrighty, I'm gonna go. I was up late last night working on things for today and for Craft Fest. So thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it, and I hope you'll join me next week. Like I said, it'll be a building. It'll be a building of some kind. The bunny and the donkey cart. Buddies, they're buddies. Okay, alrighty. Y'all take care. You have a good day, I hope. Yes, the bunny does look like he could hold an egg. I kind of designed the one arm so you could actually do something like that. Okay, it's based on a vintage one where he actually was pushing a wheelbarrow. So I don't know. I may do something with that. Okay, a horse girl. Yeah. Okay, alrighty. Y'all take care. Bye, everybody.